Hello, my name is Charlie Blair Oliphant, and I'd like to thank you for joining me on the Ardblair Stones YouTube channel. For this episode, I thought I would chat about Castle Water. Castle Water are our main sponsor for the Ardblair Stones, and I thought it might be interesting to talk about how that came about and how Castle Water became involved in Ardblair Stones events. One of the things that people frequently come to us, we have Castle Water logos and signage at the Ardblair Stones, and sometimes there's a misconception as to what Castle Water is and what they do. And I think there's an assumption with people that perhaps they sell bottled water, which is not really the case. So occasionally we have to explain that we're not selling bottles of water. There may be the odd bottle there which has Castle Water branding on it, and there may be a desperation for people to buy water at the Ardblair Stones for obvious reasons, but it's not something that Castle Water do, and there's in all likelihood that those bottles of water are being used by either myself or the people who help out at the events. So getting straight back to the beginning with Castle Water. Now it all came about because the Ardblair Stones, as I've talked about in a previous video, became involved in the IHGF Stones of Strength Scottish Final. And obviously the Ardblair Stones and lots of other events, the IHGF wasn't an association with the Ardblair Stones at that stage. It only happened later. But I found myself having to think about this final, the sort of culmination on the year's events and what it was going to boil down to, and finding these overall winners. So in order to run the event and for the final and everything, it's sort of customary for all the competitors to have T-shirts, and it's more, I suppose you're less a guest of somewhere else, and you're kind of running this event yourself, and you want to make it work and be successful, and T-shirts are a fairly basic and obvious thing. Now, it's quite a common thing at strongman competitions. In fact, it's more common than not for people to pay for their own T-shirts, and that would maybe cover the admin and things. So in a sense, a lot of people competing in strongman competitions, certainly amateur ones, do contribute to the competition, and that was something I was trying to avoid. I still wanted to keep it free, rather sort of maintaining the same ethos as the Ardblair Stones events, which are free to use. So I was thinking about T-shirts and what to do and how to go about it. And the first place I went to, well, I had to go there anyway because we have Ford cars, and we deal with a garage called Balmoral Garage, which is in our hometown of Blairgowrie, and they're fantastic. The family have been with them for years, and they're very professional, and yeah, they're a good bunch. And I was speaking to a gentleman called Johnny Russell, who at Balmoral Garage, and I was talking to him about maybe the possibility of some sort of sponsorship, sort of contributing towards T-shirts, which I could then distribute to the competitors at the IHGF Scottish National Final, and to the staff and the referees that were helping with that event. So Johnny seemed very happy to get involved in that, and he was all behind the Ardblair Stones, and they're known quite well locally, and he was very happy to sort of get behind it. So his approach was to contact a company called Wood Leisure, who have a sort of holiday, it's like static caravans and camping grounds, and they've got wonderful sort of if tourists are coming to the area or visit, they've got lovely green open spaces that they can stay at, and they're basically a sort of accommodation, and they have various I don't know what you call them, sort of camps is probably not the right word, but facilities, I suppose, or centres even, around Scotland. So they're called Wood Leisure. And the third person that Johnny was going to get in touch with as sort of contributing again towards these t-shirts was Castlewater. Now Castlewater is it's based in Scotland and England, and they're a water provider, and they're a big company. It's just I look them up because you'll see it's a big deal, and by sort of sheer luck, I suppose, and they are based in Blairgowrie. Their sort of head office is in Blairgowrie, or I think there's one in Ayrshire. I'm not sure which the main one is, but I know that Blairgowrie and Ayrshire are fairly close as far as the sort of head offices go. As I say, I can't remember exactly which one. So Johnny approached those other two companies, and they were very willing and supportive of helping towards these t-shirts. So I got the t-shirts, and obviously it's only fair to then visit the people who've been contributing towards the t-shirts and sort of thank them personally and give them some t-shirts and say, here's some free tickets, it'd be great to see you at the event, hope you'll come along, and put up some signs and banners and what have you, and which they all did. So they turned up to the final, and that's exactly what happened. Now it just so happened that at that final, again at the Blairgowrie and Rattray Highland Games, the Ardblair Stones runs throughout the day, and again it's free to the public, and they're treated as normal. Any members of the public can have a shot at the Ardblair Stones. Obviously they couldn't be involved in the IHGF final because you need to qualify for that. So one of the people that did particularly well was Mary Reynolds, and Mary's a very strong lady and very fit as well, fast. And she obviously didn't realise it. She placed second, but obviously she hadn't realised because she left without picking up a trophy. So I was left with her trophy, and Mary happened to be the daughter of the CEO of Castlewater, who is based in Blairgowrie as well. So I found myself in a position of phoning up to explain I had this trophy, and would he like to pick it up, or Mary, or whatever, which I can't remember if he picked it up. I think he did pick it up. I think he came and picked it up, and in the course of picking the trophy up and obviously seeing how the event went, and I think he had a shot himself, John, but he was curious to know if we'd be interested, the Ardblair Stones would be interested in having a wider sponsorship, as he put it, which it was something I hadn't really thought about or indeed looked for, but obviously it was a fantastic thing to have been offered, and it was what was really quite nice about it is the sort of the years of effort and things you put into to make something grow, and then somebody who's in a position to sort of further it or help it sees potential in it, and it was very, very flattering. So Castlewater, I should explain who they are. As I say, they're a private business water provider. So they, in fact, because we have a farm here, we actually use Castlewater, and we found them to be very efficient and very reasonable, and they've saved us money. I know this sounds like a sales pitch. I'm just being totally genuine and honest here. I'm not being coerced or forced into this at all. I genuinely mean this. I think they do a great thing, and they're the largest employer in Blairgowrie, and they all stand out in Blairgowrie because they're all very smartly dressed and very often wearing ties and skirts and just that I think they put a positive impact on the area, and we use them. We use them in a professional capacity as well. So yeah, I guess from that point on, we looked at how the Ardblair Stones were set up, and if you see the videos from when Castlewater, we've kind of gone into a partnership with them, if you like. Obviously with the videos and everything, you'll see Castlewater, www.castlewater.co.uk on the gazebos and on the rubber matting, and obviously there were certain things that we had to do. So we had to think about upping the game a bit, and that involved sort of new rubber mats, obviously with the gazebos, logos. We didn't really have an Ardblair Stones logo as such. It was just Old English font writing, which we had on top of the scoreboard and which I had on the trophies. And so then it was quite exciting actually, because I went to a few meetings with the marketing people at Castlewater, and sort of gave them photos and of the Stones, and they kind of came up with images of what might be suitable and appropriate for the Ardblair Stones. Really exciting stuff if you've kind of created this thing and you've got a company like them behind you. And we came up with the round logo here, which is very simple and straightforward, and a secondary logo as well, which you'll see up there. So we had logos, new matting, we had stickers on the matting. What else? I mean, it's quite nice being associated with them anyway. I do think they have a good reputation, and I think you're taken more seriously with a company like that behind you. Not that we ever weren't taken seriously, but I think if they see potential in you, I think it's a good thing. If they kind of are giving what you're doing the thumbs up and approve of it. So yeah, it's been a great thing, and they've pretty much allowed the Ardblair Stones to spread out further and attend games further afield, because quite honestly, Highland Games they don't have limitless funds. I mean, a lot of it is community based, and people give up their time to be on these committees, and it's a sort of a labour of love, and there's not necessarily a lot of extra cash. And obviously the Ardblair Stones is a free event to the public, so we do have to consider our travel costs, and I suppose there's quite a bit of time put into trophy. So they've really managed. They've really helped to make us sort of launch us and to take off. And so far, I mean, every year has been busier, with the exception of this year, obviously, because of coronavirus. But the pattern does seem to be more events every year. Getting to the point now where almost having to be selective, which is a real shame, because I would like to do every single event that was available. I really would, and so everybody can have a shot at these stones. So yeah, that's basically how the Castlewater sponsorship came about. And since then, the Castlewater have you'll have seen the Castle Stones at Giants Live, those of you who are strongman fans, and you'll have seen Tom Stoltman breaking the Atlas Stone world record at it was at 286 kilograms, I think. And again, that you'll see the Castlewater paraphernalia around that, because they really do seem to have embraced strongman, and particularly in Scotland, Luke and Tom Stoltman, who are obviously fantastic ambassadors for Scotland and indeed sort of on the world stage. So I found myself in a really quite unusual situation, and a very welcome one, that not only are Castlewater sponsoring the Ardblair Stones, but they're also sponsoring Luke and Tom Stoltman. And Tom Stoltman, probably the best stone lifter there's ever been, you know, in the world ever. And I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds of that? You know, that it's really quite phenomenal. It's sort of, yeah. When I started out with the Ardblair Stones, I didn't really think I'd be in this position. It's really takes getting your head round. So it's been a wonderful thing, association with Castlewater, and obviously Luke and Tom Stoltman, and I can't thank them enough, really. So thanks to Johnny Russell at Balmoral Garage for that initial introduction, and I think that probably just about wraps up this particular episode. And if you enjoyed it, then I would appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe to the Ardblair Stones YouTube channel, and I will look forward to chatting to you on the next episode. Thanks a lot. Bye.